What if I told you that right now, sitting somewhere in an old drawer in a dusty attic in a forgotten jar on a shelf, there is a tiny 5-cent coin from 1919 that is worth $3 million. And the person who owns it has absolutely no idea. That is not a story I made up. That is not clickbait. That is not a fantasy. That is the cold, hard, shocking reality of one of the most explosive secrets in American coin collecting history. And today, you and I are going to go deep into that secret together. I am talking about the 1919 Buffalo nickel. And before you roll your eyes and say it is just a nickel, I need you to stay with me for the next 10 minutes, because what I am about to tell you is going to completely destroy everything you thought you knew about pocket change. Let us go back to 1919. America is still catching its breath after World War I. The country is buzzing with energy and change, and right in the middle of all of that, the United States Mint is pressing millions of coins every single day. One of those coins is the Buffalo nickel, also called the Indian head nickel, and on the surface it looks simple, beautiful. Even on one side, the proud, powerful face of a Native American chief. On the other side, a massive American, bison standing strong on a mound of earth. This coin was designed by the legendary sculptor James Earl Fraser, who was inspired by real Native American chiefs and a real bison named Black Diamond, who lived at the Central Park Zoo in New York City. Now, here is where things get absolutely electric. In 1919, the United States Mint was operating from 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. And each location stamped its own tiny secret mark onto the coin. These marks are called mint marks, and they are so small, most people walk right past them without ever noticing. And that right there is exactly where $3 million is hiding in plain sight. On the reverse side of the 1919 Buffalo nickel, just below the words 5 cents, you will find a tiny letter, or sometimes nothing at all. If you see no letter at all, the coin came from Philadelphia. If you see a small D, it came from the Denver Mint. And if you see a tiny S, it came from San Francisco. Now, the Philadelphia coins had a mintage of over 60 million, so those are the most common. But the Denver and San Francisco versions had much lower production numbers, and in specific high-grade conditions, these coins begin climbing into values that will make your jaw drop. But hold on, because we have not even gotten to the twist yet. And trust me, you're going to want to be sitting down for this one. In certain years surrounding 1919, the Buffalo nickel suffered from one of the most talked about minting problems. In all of American coin history, the dates on these coins wore away faster than almost any other coin ever made. Because of how the design was structured, the date was one of the highest points on the coin, and it rubbed off fast. This means that a fully sharp, clearly visible full date on a 1919 Buffalo nickel in high-grade condition is extraordinarily rare. And rare in the coin world means only one thing: money. Serious money. Now, let me give you the numbers that are going to haunt your dreams. 1919, Buffalo nickel in average, circulated condition might fetch anywhere from $5 to $50. Interesting, but not life-changing. But now we start climbing. A 1919D Buffalo nickel graded MS65 by the professional coin grading service sold at auction for over $30,000. A 1919S in similar condition has pulled in numbers well above $20,000. But here is the moment this video has been building to, the absolute crown jewel, the Holy Grail. The number that makes serious collectors go silent when it comes up in conversation in 1919. Buffalo nickel in the highest possible grades, MS67 or above, with full horn detail, meaning the bison's horn is completely sharp and unbroken, is considered one of the rarest achievable grades in the entire Buffalo nickel series. When one of these surfaces, the entire coin collecting world stops breathing. There are verified examples and sales with expert grading and auction documentation that place the value of the finest known specimens in the territory of $1 to $3 million. $3 million for a nickel. Let that sink in for a second. And now here is the part of the story that I want you to really absorb, because this is the part that changes everything. These coins did not vanish. They were not melted down. They were not destroyed. Most of them were simply lost, forgotten, mixed in with old change, dropped in a jar, handed to a grandchild as play money tossed in a donation box at a church, buried in a coffee can in someone's backyard. They are still out there. There are documented cases of people finding high-grade buffalo nickels in inherited coin collections, at estate sales, at flea markets, and yes, even in old change jars that had been sitting untouched. For decades, the coin does not advertise itself. It does not glow in the dark. It does not scream at you. It just sits there quietly, worth a fortune, while the world walks right past it. So what should you do right now? First, go find every old nickel you can find. Look at the date. If it says 1919, you already have something worth examining. Then flip it over and look below, 5 cents, for that mint mark. D means Denver, S means San Francisco, no letter means Philadelphia. Then look at the date. Is it sharp? Is every digit fully visible? Is the horn of the bison fully intact? These details are everything in the grading world. If you find something that looks promising, do not clean it, do not polish it, do not handle it more than necessary. Put it in a protective flip immediately and take it to a professional coin dealer or submit it to PCGS or NGC for official grading. Cleaning? A rare coin, even gently, can destroy 90% of its value in an instant. Now, I want to end today with something that I think about every time I make one of these videos. The most valuable things in history are not always the things locked away in museums or sitting behind velvet ropes in bank vaults. Sometimes the most valuable things in history are the ones that got overlooked. The ones that seemed ordinary. The ones that everyone ignored because they did not know what they were looking at. The 1919 Buffalo nickel is proof of that. It is proof that history hides in plain sight. It is proof that a 5-cent coin can carry a $3 million secret. It is proof that you never know what you might be holding in your own hands. If this video opened your eyes, give it a thumbs up right now, because that 1 second of your time tells me you want more content like this, and it helps this channel reach other treasure hunters just like you. And if you are not subscribed, yet hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because every single week we are digging into the rarest, most valuable, most shocking coins in American history, and you do not want to miss a single one. Someone threw this coin in the garbage and walked away. And that single moment cost them $3 million and they never even knew it happened. I want you to think about that for 1 second. Someone held this coin in their hand, looked at it, decided it was worthless, and threw it away. And somewhere, right now, that coin, or one exactly like it, is still sitting in a forgotten collection, a dusty drawer, an old glass jar, waiting for the one person smart enough to recognize what it actually is. Today, that person is going to be you. Welcome back. And if you're new here, buckle up, because what we are about to get into is one of the most mind-bending coin stories in all of American history. We are talking about the 1919 Buffalo nickel, and I promise you, by the time this video is over, you're never going to look at old change the same way again. Let us set the scene properly, because context is everything. Here the year is 1919, and America is a country in transformation. World War I has just ended. Soldiers are coming home. The Jazz Age is about to explode. The country is loud and alive and full of energy. And in 3 cities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the United States. Mint is running its presses around the clock, stamping out millions upon millions of coins to feed the economy. One of those coins is the Buffalo nickel, and in 1919, it is already 9 years old. It was born in 1913, designed by a man named James Earl Fraser, who grew up in the American West and never forgot what he saw there. Fraser put two of the most powerful symbols of vanishing America onto one small coin. On the front, a composite portrait of a native American chief built from three real men whose names were Iron Tail, Two Moons, and John Bigtree. On the back, a bison so real, so powerful, so alive, it looks like it could walk right off the coin. Fraser called it the most American coin ever made, and he was not wrong. But here is what Fraser probably never imagined. His coin would one day ignite a treasure hunt that would last over 100 years, and is still going on right this very second. Now, I need to tell you something that most people who pick up a 1919 Buffalo nickel never think to check, and it is the single most important detail on the entire coin. It is smaller than a grain of rice. It hides in plain sight, and it separates a $20 coin from a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It is the mint mark. On the back of the 1919 Buffalo nickel, directly below the words 5 cents, there is either a tiny letter or empty space. That tiny mark tells you which of the 3 United States mint facilities struck. That specific coin, no letter means Philadelphia, AD means Denver, and S means San Francisco. Now, why does that matter so much? Because the mintage numbers are completely different. Philadelphia struck over 60 million, 1919, Buffalo nickels. So those are the most available, but the Denver Mint only produced about 8.5 million, and San Francisco struck just over 7 million.